as a significant form of written communication. Letter to the editor and job application are supposed to be drafted very carefully, using correct format, appropriate tone and style. Hello dear students, this is Sushma Singh and you are watching Booster Classes. In today's video, I am going to talk all about you need to keep in mind while writing these types of letters. Watch the video till the end, and yes dear students, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and get benefited. First and foremost, let's discuss the parts of a formal letter because the style of both job application and letter to the editor should be formal. And as we know, any formal letter begins with writing the sender's address at left top. Date, after this date is given, and while mentioning the date, month should be spelled in full. Receiver's address appears just below the date after leaving a line, and it consists of designation, institution name and the address. Subject line is actually a concise statement of the topic of the letter. So begin. This is the best way that begin with noun related to the topic in the question. For example, whether it is a request, complaint, or you need to express your views, concern, appeal, permission, and so on. Subject, remember, should be not more than, it should be not more than 3 to 4 words, and it has to be underlined. Salutation, just below the subject, you need to put the salutation. Now comes the content, that is the body, which is usually split up in 3 paragraphs, but it may be shorter or longer, actually depending on the requirement of the letter. Now for complimentary clause, capitalize only the first letter of the complimentary clause. That is, generally we use yours faithfully, yours truly, or yours sincerely. So yours Y will be capitalized, whereas faithfully, truly, and sincerely, when you're writing, the first letter of these words should not be capitalized. Now, below the complimentary clause, you put your signature, then write your name and designation if applicable. And a formal letter can also contain enclosures. That is, it includes the documents enclosed with the letter. So this is how we should write or we should draft a formal letter. A formal letter is supposed to have a layout that impresses anybody. So it is better to write in left alignment, and one line should be left after all the essential points so that they can be easily identified. And we have already discussed the parts of a formal letter. So just have a look at the layout and practice accordingly. A job application letter is a standalone document you submit to a potential employer to express your interest in an open position or vacancy. So these types of letters demand actually a very formal and precise treatment. So here are handy tips to develop a planned and structured body of this letter. The opening paragraph should clearly state the objective statement, identify the job by title, and state where you came to know about it. In the second paragraph, outline your qualifications, experiences, and accomplishments, if any. Be specific here, don't be vague. Now, after this, indicate why are you interested for this particular job, why you are suitable for the job, or how your experience and skills qualify you for the job. For example, wishing to improve one's status and career prospects are perfectly genuine reasons for job change. Finally, you need to request a personal interview indicating flexibility in time and place. And this type of letter, job application, I mean, it also includes enclosure, that is a proper resume. A job application has two parts. One is a covering letter and the other is the resume. Let's have a look at the covering letter first. And the format of this covering letter is exactly the same as that of a formal letter, which we have already discussed. But here I would like to read out the content of this letter to make you understand how to develop a structured body, that is the content of a job application. The opening paragraph, you can just start in this way. It is in response to your advertisement that appeared in the Times of India, that is the name of the newspaper, has to be mentioned, dated so and so, regarding the post of accounts manager, any job title. I have a great interest in this position and would appreciate your consideration as a candidate for the same. So this is how in the opening paragraph, the clearly you can mention the objective statement. Now, talking about the second paragraph where you need to mention very specifically about your qualifications, experience and accomplishment if any. You can go ahead like this. I have earned the degree of Master in Accounts from Delhi University. As regards my education qualifications, experience, additional talents and other details of relevance, a detailed resume of mine has been enclosed herewith for your kind perusal. If this fulfills your requirements, I shall be gratified to hear from you. Finally, talking about the last paragraph, you just appreciate the company if you can, and if you know something about the company and the firm, and then mention a line that why are you interested. So you can go ahead like this. Herald Pioneers enjoys a formidable reputation. Under your able guidance, I would not only have an opportunity to hone my skills, but also discharge my duties to the best of my ability, endeavoring to accomplish targets, but ever all to be an asset for the organization. I sincerely hope for an interview letter. Yours faithfully, Ravi Kumar, and then finally mention the enclosures. Write about what have you enclosed. So this is how you can draft a very presentable job application, that is the covering letter. Now, after the covering letter of a job application, here we come to its second part, that is the resume. The layout of a resume is equally important, so take care of the alignment. It should be attractive, comprehensive, and compact. And the details that are commonly included in a resume are, first of all, you mention your name, father's name, date of birth, marital status. You can also mention complete contact details. Now, regarding educational qualification and professional qualification, you can just use the tabular form as shown over here. Mention about work experience, what is your hobby, expected salary, and references. And finally, at the extreme bottom, you need to write a line of declaration. It is always better to put this. So you just go ahead like this. I hereby declare that all the information furnished above is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Then mention the place and date and put your any signature. You can write the name also. So this is how a very attractive and compact resume you can draft. In this slide, you can find some useful phrases that can be used for a well-drafted covering letter. So simply go through them and try to pick up some formal words which will help you a lot. Writing a letter to the editor of your local newspaper is an effective and easy way to reach a large audience with your message on topics related to public interest. These letters give suggestions or create awareness on an issue of public interest or an issue already raised in an article, write-ups, published letters. Now, the components of a well-drafted letter to the editor include: you begin by identifying yourself, clearly state the objective statement, give details of the topic, bringing out cause-effect relationship, or describe issues and their significance. Don't forget to offer suggestions or solutions. And finally, you need to request the concerned authorities to solve that problem. In this slide, students, you can find the sample of a letter to the editor, and you all must have noticed that the format of this letter is almost the same as that of any formal letter, which we have already discussed. So kindly adhere to the layout of a formal letter for this letter as well. I would just like to add on regarding the opening line of this letter, which is very important because generally here students make mistake. Students do not ask the editor to solve the problem because he can only voice your views and ideas. He is not in a position to solve any problem. It is only the concerned authorities. So instead, be careful. Instead of writing, I would like to draw your attention, you had better write, I would like to draw the attention of the concerned authorities towards so and so problem. And then you can continue as we have already discussed. And regarding the complimentary clause, always go for yours faithfully or truly. Avoid writing yours sincerely. Just for your knowledge, I would like to mention over here, yours sincerely as a complimentary clause we write only when the salutation holds a proper name. For example, if for salutation, instead of sir, you are writing dear Mr. John, then definitely for your complimentary clause will be yours sincerely. But for letter to the editor, our salutation is just the word sir or dear sir. So you go for yours faithfully or truly. Kindly go through the sample. Now, this is just for your help. In this slide, you can find some useful phrases for a letter to the editor. A few common starting lines are mentioned over here. Simply go through them and try to pick up formal words, vocabularies, which will help you a lot. A few common ending lines are mentioned over here. I'm sure this is also going to help you a lot, so go through them. Hope you now know how to write a job application as well as a letter to the editor effectively using correct format and style. Yes, my dear students, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and thank you for watching.